Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. Hello everyone. My name is Suadad Aleshaeeb. I'm studying master degree for electrical power engineering in Northumbria University. Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Musa. Hello Dr. Musa, I hope you are well and fine and you and your family are safe. I would like to thank you very much for your note and your feedback because I appreciate that and I get benefit really. And also, I would like to thank Dr. Gao because he supports us in this model. So, firstly, I would like to show you to make a presentation, Booster BBT, to my final project. The topic, my project, title topic, is Solar Photovoltaic Cathodic Protection System to protect oil pipeline from the corrosion. So, why I choose this topic? Why I choose this thesis and this project? As you know, I am from Iraq. Iraq, interesting and is famous with oil industry. Our economy totally depend on the oil. Our business, our economy, everything depend on the oil. So we have many hundreds oil pipeline and gas pipelines in the desert and the remote area. But why I choose this topic? I have experience in the oil company in Iraq. Before study master degree in Northumbria University for master electrical power engineering, I have job in oil company since 2008, also more than 10 years. So I have experience in this sector. But before study master degree in the Northumbria University in UK, we have two problems in Iraq in the sector of oil. The first problem, we have corrosion in the metal oil pipeline. Every time we have erosion and corrosion in the remote area. So this is big problem because you know the environmental impact and the high cost impact. This is the first problem. The second problem, we can't provide and supply electrical power transportation to long distance in the remote area. So the second problem. Why we have this problem to provide electrical power to long distance? Because you know the cost and economic crisis, and Iraq we have suffering situation from ISIS and terrorists, and you know the different situation in Iraq. So we can't provide and supply electrical power station to long distance. So I choose this topic because I will design two systems. Permanent cathodic protection to protect the oil pipeline from the corrosion by depend on the solar PV. The system for that is named standalone off-grid. So I would like to thank Northumbria University and my tutor to all my tutor to support me to learn this model. So. I don't like to extend my speak about that because I think the total time for my project is 10 minutes. But I would like to start now for introductions and the aim of this project. As I said before, the oil pipelines are considered the main transport of oil in the produced countries, where millions of dollars annually for constructions and operation for oil pipeline. So we have environmental impact, negative impact, and we have high cost losses increase every year as a result of the corrosion for oil pipeline. So I make design and calculate this system in this project to design and calculate permanent cathodic protection system to design for design life 25 years. Now in Iraq, we depend on cathodic protection system. Yes, we have. But what's the problem? In Iraq now, we depend on sacrificial cathodic protection, temporary cathodic protection. This the design life for this system 2 years, because we depend on the anode like magnesium just for 2 years, and every 2 years we need to change and replace this anode. So you know this is make high cost losses every year, and we need maintenance every time. But we need to design and install permanent cathodic protection, but we can't. Why? Because we don't have solar power and we don't have electrical power station in the remote area long distance. So in this project, I design and calculate permanent cathodic protection system with design life 20 years to protect the oil pipe from the corrosion instead of, as I said, instead of temporary, which replace every 2 years. So I designed in this system, I depend in this system on the anode name MMO, metal mixed oxide. This metal mixed oxide need permanent power, electrical power, but we can't, as I said. So I design and install and calculate off-grid PV system, and I design permanent cathodic protection to know how much current and voltage and resistance I need to protect this metal oil pipeline. So in this project, I design, calculate permanent cathodic protection system with 20 years to protect oil pipeline from the corrosion instead of temporary CP, which replace every 2 years, and design and calculate an off-grid PV system to supply electricity to the transformer rectifier unit DC to DC of permanent cathodic protection system. But we have a problem also in a complex environment conditions because you know, if we need to design off-grid PV system, we have different temperature, different degree of alignment of sun, winter, sun, spring, and different environment conditions. So I need to study the MPPT, maximum power point. So in this project, I make simulation and design and study to know the MPPT by use the algorithm P&O. So in a complex environmental conditions, MPPT are used for this system. I use that. I use algorithm. I use the algorithm P&O. All of this to find high efficiency. All of this I test this in MATLAB Simulink, and I study the common algorithm considered for this system. Also, I study the principle and design for power electronics devices such as boost converter, buck converter, to connect these devices in electrical circuits to deliver DC voltage to additional oil pipeline, and study the principle of a closed loop control for reference electrode to control the cathodic protection system. So in cathodic protection system, I need to feedback and pulse width modulation to make feedback control system, and study the principle and the operation for boost converter, buck converter. I need that in a transformer DC to DC converter to supply DC and control adjustment DC to supply permanent cathodic, to supply power PVDC to permanent cathodic protection. So I took pain in this project, design permanent cathodic protection to know how much current and voltage and resistance, and design off-grid PV system